And if I had any 2 cents worth to say to an individual, I would ask to speak to them just a direct one-on-one in some other space, and we can kind of like have it out. So I'm just gonna. I know Jasmel's got broad shoulders ish. It's not Jimmerson as well, but because she is a very much a critical thinker, she's very much a debater and all the rest of it. So I'm just picking on Jasmel as an example here. But if I had 2 cents worth, whatever was Jasmel's particular positioning, I sort of know hers a bit. She knows mine a bit in terms of the ideology. I might drop her a DM and say, let's talk about it somewhere else and get it. I would not float around recording her 2 cents worth and stick it somewhere else. I'd have enough backbone, yes, to challenge that person. Because if I want to influence the person, there is, and that's why such behavior is being done. It's to influence, it's to stymie, it's to curtail, it's to coerce, etc. Behavior. And if I wanted to do that, let's start just picking on just Mel because down the phone, sweetheart. I would drop her a line and say, let's have a conversation somewhere. I want to understand your thinking a bit more, and I want you to share your thoughts with me, and I'd like to think that the person, if you're, more than, I don't know, 18 or 21, I don't really hang around with really super young people here. I'm not super young, so I'm middle-aged, so I would do that. I would have that conversation if I really thought your positioning was so far away, and it mattered to me so much, rather than sort of do underhandedness. I've got enough testicles, balls, to drop you a line and say let's speak about it. Make me understand. I want to understand. So for anybody who thought any of these really dodgy accounts is me, it is not. And if you do think that, I just think you're thick as shit. So hopefully, as I said, the ones that have happened so far with individuals, and what I've done is, and I'll tell you now, no point in I can be transparent. I ask other people, yes, if it's okay for this other person, and if I get a no, and it's a reasonable response because of safety or security, then it's a no. Even if I think, well, yes, and people need as safe as possible. So if they think one or two names suggested is not safe, and they give enough reason, evidence of demonstration, I have to kind of like listen, otherwise it doesn't kind of work. Did anybody see that tweet? Go back to another tweet. It's by Henrietta, and she, I think, is the sister of Dr. EM or somebody, another person here. And Henrietta has some levels of disability where she does need support and she does need intimate care. And on more than one occasion, when the intimate carer persons arrived, it's included that she needs two people. One of them was a bloke, a male. So that's now. We, in our 50s, I'm in my 50s, and I know some people here are in their 50s and 40s. Imagine when we need this care, if we last that long. We all won't last that long, but hopefully, all willing, we will do. They are saying, like they're saying to some people now, and some people can't say no. If you're under some situation, you can't say no. What can we think for a minute what that's going to be like when we need intimate care? I think now in 2023, they are just pushing the boundaries. They're just poking the boundaries. And this is intimate care of not just grown adult women, but also teenage girls, female children.
Okay, did you say that you feel that 10, 20 years from now, it will be normalized for opposite sex intimate carers?
I believe so. If we stay on this course, this trajectory, I believe so. But that's just me.
Oh, this is our point. We might want to talk about it next. I want us to stop just talking about gender ideology, because it's really not. It's caused by queer theory. And you got to go to queer theory and read that crap, or search for it in my replies, because I posted a 2-page, 3-page summary of it. It's anarchy. So yeah, it's really queer theory that people need to read. But yeah, I don't think it should be. I think it should be up to the individual. Guess what the plan is? There's no plan. Just to get rid of everything. Smash all boundaries. National, ethnic, sex goes away. Anybody who looks nice, you have sex with them. Age doesn't matter.
Okay. Thank you, etc. Okay, there's a couple of people have the mic. I am not giving the mic to anybody I don't know. Camel L. Yes, please go. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay. I just want to say there was a tweet I saw kind of recently, and it made me start. Well, I already have this opinion, but it made me think more about my opinion. I saw this tweet. I'm sure that a lot of people have seen it, of a post. Someone's taken pictures or screenshots of a Facebook group of mothers with trans kids. And like, when I tell you it was disgusting, I mean, it was disgusting. Like, they were this woman was talking about her, I think their 14 or 15-year-old child. And they were asking about what kind of sex toys can a trans child use? And because obviously this child doesn't want to touch their penis, I'm sorry to be graphic, but that's what it's about, because they obviously don't think they're a man. So she was asking, she was saying, oh, I was thinking about anal beads and things like that. This kind of made me think. I already thought the hypersexualization and how sex in general has become it's very liberal now, in the sense of sex positivity or whatever. And I was thinking how it's expanding to children, but also I'm assuming the mothers are actually mothers and not trans, saying they're mothers, whatever. It's very strange to me. And there was a lot of comments on this thread about other women with kids who are like 11, and they were saying, I'm preparing for this when they get older. And I'm just thinking, what do you think? I personally believe this fixation on sex positivity has helped this whole situation we're in. But what else do you think is causing women in general, mothers particularly, to be sort of making this worse, in my opinion, in this sense of, bringing children into sex before I don't even believe that this child, what do they know about anal beads? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just thinking, like, what do we think about that? Because it was very disheartening to see so many comments from women, I assume are women, talking about their kids and their sexual preferences and their sexuality. She even said he was like, there was another person who says their kid's bi and they're 11. I mean, how do we feel about that?
I'm just absolutely staggered. But I think around the kind of like something like a intimacy or sort of sex aspect of it. But if I step back from it, I'm thinking how women comply in general. Yeah, they are socially imbued with behavior, relevant to the culture that they're in. And I just think it's a part of an overall controlling of women in society. Be this, do this. Yes, this is what makes you good. This is what makes you right, etc. And I think as time goes on, evolves, it's different things that do this. And it's just like now, it's kind of like, let your child be free, some little crap. Let your child be free, give them their autonomy.
I wanted to add something to what you just said. Did you notice a trend? And with that, I don't want to I'm not yet articulated my thoughts, but did you notice a trend on the sex tech led by women and the increase on investment for actually a lot of sex toy, which, me a few years ago, I might saw that as empowerment, but it's kind of led to that kind of open up another segment that maybe that increase. So, as you said, moms kind of, are the open door to kids. So their future kind of consumers. So, I think there is something going on there, that there is an uptake of women kind of looking at sexual health, utilizing different tech. It's just led me to kind of think about that. No one is talking about LinkedIn. I mean, I know it's where, everyone's going to be very careful on how they talk, but it's very interesting to kind of read. And most of these kind of trends, like from marketing and kind of future consumers and all the stuff coming, is very interesting. And as you said, there are a lot of women there asking for VPs or angel investors for so many other things like vitamins, tech. So that's something that is interesting there. But another point that I wanted to ask, and I'm just still articulating my thoughts, is about Henrietta post about cells, be able to be attended in your intimate care by your, another woman, if you are a woman or female. I wonder, and you mentioned that interestingly, it's like a queer ideology that basically is like, take all the barriers and kind of leave it all free for all. But I wonder if this is also because there are not enough, or there are no incentive to get people to work on that type of services.
It's
Go on
top
there.
heavy. Our care services are top heavy female, so I'm not buying If men said there aren't enough males to care, I would be paying attention. But in the UK, we're absolutely top heavy on of women kind of like carers on that. So great. So I'm going to move on to thanks Nora, to Jasmel, and then after domestic tea before we get too behind. But thank you ever so much. And
To what Camille was saying, which I've now forgotten. Hold on. I believe, listening with one ear, you said on a Facebook group of mothers, they were chatting with each other about their 11-year-olds' questions about or preferences regarding sex toys or similar. Where does this come from? If it's even vaguely correct what I said, my immediate response was two things. A, the fucking phones, and porn. That's it. I'm going to raise my hand again and wait till you circle around. It's kind of a new topic.
thanks. Okay, thanks. That's decent of you, Jasmel. So kind of thoughtful. We get through these. Sorry, apologies. Domestic tea next. Thank you.
Thanks, Jane. Just quickly on what was just being said about, regulating access to the internet and social media and what have you. Obviously, society will make that impossible. But Jane, you said about wholesale rather than retail, whatever. And yes, of course. I mean, what a parent must do is, if the parent has the right mindset, you foster the correct mindset in the home, in your child, so that they're just naturally outraged and disgusted by that kind of thing and think it's for perverts and not people like them, the wholesome, decent, upright people. You just, it's up to the parents to foster that mindset, because outside is insane. But I came up to speak on what Jade was saying. Oh yeah, that's right. A load of bloody mothers, so-called, talking about their trans children and the trans children's preferences for sexual toys or whatever. And, Jade's like flabbergasted, like, bloody hell, I can't believe it. But the thing is, guys, it's horrible, right? But you've just got to admit that a lot of women are actually pedos.